This episode of Muddy River Gems is brought to you by Dot Foods.
I think what it comes down to is the culture and the people.
Our culture here at Dot is like no other. I've never experienced anything like what I've lived with for the last 12 years.
Dot is very diverse.
It is truly a family-owned business, but it is a family inside and out.
You always feel like you matter and you play a big hand in the pot.
There's so many opportunities to make a difference at Dot and really contribute to the success of the organization.
Small cities in central Illinois have had their share of problems, and believe me, Jacksonville is among them. But if you drive around the square of Jacksonville and mention the name Rabbi Rob, everybody knows who you mean, and they all know that it's a shot of new energy in Jacksonville. And I first found out about Rabbi Rob through you. You've been in one or another Jacksonville business since 1974, the family business, insurance and real estate.
Right.
So in the real estate business, you're very familiar with Jacksonville and how it's all gone up and down and up and down. I mean, the last 5 years have been phenomenal, have they not?
Well, they have. And Mark, I saw the good times of the downtown in the early 70s and prior to that. And then I saw the bad times roll in. And in 2000, I got involved in rehabbing a downtown building, and then a few more, and here we are today.
Yeah, around COVID time, things were pretty bleak in Jacksonville.
No, it was prior to that.
Prior to that, it was
COVID
bleak?
was good. It was around the year 2000.
Oh, okay.
Then we got some federal money for streetscape in 2005, and our first road improvement project was completed in 2010.
Oh, okay.
So, and from there, we've done 4 more road projects in the downtown area. Mm-hmm. So it wasn't until 10 that things really started to turn. Mm-hmm. But a lot of people before that were kind of on a hope and a prayer doing things, not just myself, but several others that just said, we're just going to do it. We can do better than we've done.
Tell me about Rabbi Rob, because he came at a very essential time, didn't he? I mean,
he did, and Mark, and he would tell you the same thing, and he will, that several people laid the groundwork for him to come to town and say, this is good, but I want to make it better, because he's a hometown boy. Mm-hmm. He will also tell you that I think that if it was as bleak as it was in 2000, they would have driven on by, because it was so bad. But so he saw potential, and he started his projects, finally moved his family here. And what you are going to talk about later is what the success we are enjoying thanks to Rabbi Rob.
Mm-hmm. Let's look at some of these buildings here. We're on the square here, and it looks to me like many of these have already been overdone. We saw one over here that they're working on feverishly. What's going on here?
That was an OSCO building right there. The red, green, and blue was a Woolworths building. They have taken that from old pictures and taken the cornices and replaced the cornices, and then they're going to have different storefronts in there. So this is pretty much the original look of those buildings as far as the cornices and the facade. The colors, I don't know. So he's got separate spaces in there, apartments upstairs that they're working on. And you can see the windows are not just plywood, there's more to come.
Yeah.
And so stay tuned.
And these are Rabbi Rob projects here.
They are.
And over above Pizza Records, I understand you had some people move into town just because those apartments were available.
That's correct. There are 2 beautiful apartments upstairs, and he accommodated the downstairs space for the Pizza Records. Mm-hmm. And then the corner building to your right is his, and he hasn't done any work on it yet, but that's to come.
And that's the stone building?
No, that's not the stone. That's the brick one. That's the red brick one.
The brick one. Okay, and that's his, and he's going to work on that.
It's on his list, and he's got one down on further south. He's really all over town with his investments.
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah. Fantastic. Well, you're lucky, Jacksonville, and you are lucky that he chose to come back home.
We are.
Yep.
We are. And he's a great person, very giving, not just to downtown, but if the United Way needs something, if whatever it is, they are quick to give money and give back to this community. We appreciate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
Rabbi Rob, people in Jacksonville can feel that there's a new energy going on, and probably not just on the square, but that's where we're visiting today. And they feel it, and they know things are turning around. And this is just not a coincidence that since you came to town and started to light a fire into things, that there's energy again. And you came back home to do this. What a nice thing what a wonderful thing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Well, in point of fact, we came back home to take care of my dad. And then I took my wife, Lauren, who grew up outside of Chicago. I took her around the square here, and we could just see that it was coming back after a very long time of decrepitude. And we just thought, here's an opportunity. We think that blessings are best when shared. And we felt like here is where we could make a difference in the community and have a heck of a lot of fun doing it.
Mm-hmm. So how many years have you been at this?
We've only been at this for 2 years.
2 years.
A little over 2 years,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
And how many buildings have you transformed?
So we're transforming or have transformed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Wow. And some of them are actually in use. Some
That's
of
correct.
them apartments are being lived in. Some of the
That's
shops
correct.
are people are shopping in the shops.
That's right.
Wow.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
Now, how do you put all the pieces together? Because you've got real estate issues, you've got construction issues, you've got to find the would-be tenants who have the money to invest. How does that come together?
So I would love to tell you there's a grand plan that I sat down at a trestle board and worked out, but that's not how I do things. Really, it's trial and error. I'm a big fan of fail quickly. So you just experiment. You experiment with different materials on a building. You experiment with different approaches, architectural approaches. But we knew there was pent-up demand. We knew there was demand for housing in particular, but we also had talked to enough of the businesses around town who were all strongly advocating for more space, but more importantly, they wanted to be on the square. Mm-hmm. They want that little urban oasis in a very lovely, idyllic rural setting. Mm-hmm. So we weren't really worried about, will somebody come and occupy this space if we build it? It honestly was more a fact-finding mission of what would you like that space to be? As we talked to people, we reframed the conversation. And they would tell us about what they were doing today. And I said, I love that. Let's never speak of it again. What do you want to be in 3 years? What does that space look like? Let's build that space now. First off, it's a lot more fun. Second off, it's better for business. If a customer walks in and sees that vibrant space. And third, you don't have to move again in 18 months when it really takes off. Mm-hmm. And that has brought that level of energy and enthusiasm that gets everybody buzzing.
Okay, here's some of the questions that people are going to ask about Rabbi Rob. Is he really a rabbi?
I am indeed.
You are.
I received smicha, which is the Hebrew for ordination, when I was 40 years old. So wandered the desert for 40 years and then came to my senses. So yes, I really am a rabbi. I have never been a synagogue rabbi, a pulpit rabbi, if you will. I do counseling for Jewish combat veterans of the United States military.
Ah, okay. And the other question is a local boy goes away, comes back, does all this. Where the heck did he get all the money that it would take to do this? You know?
Right. So I am a tech entrepreneur and did very well at that. I've done much better at investing. And so it's a combination of private equity, venture capital, and my tech experience that has allowed me to have the blessings that we have.
And you're able to continue to do those businesses here in Jacksonville. I mean, I assume you're still going after those kind of.
So I retired from the tech industry.
Mergers and acquisitions.
Yeah, I'm still doing mergers and acquisitions. I'm still very active in private equity, and so but honestly, it's now a hobby. I'm spending most of my time focused on Jacksonville and Morgan County.
Mm-hmm. Lauren, what was it like coming back? Or actually, you're not from here, so what was it like? If you're a Chicago girl, what's it like coming to Jacksonville?
You know, it was interesting. We first came because his dad wasn't doing well, and I loved it instantly. I felt like home right away. Everyone was so friendly. It's such a great community. And we were driving around, and I thought, I could live here. What a great place. And then I don't know how long we were here, but I looked at Rob and I said, you know what? I've adopted Jacksonville. When people ask me where I'm from Jacksonville.
Wow.
And then Jacksonville adopted me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, this is our home.
We were driving around, and I'm having this thought, but I'm not going to voice it. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it. And then she turns to me and she says, "We should buy a home here."
Yeah.
I want to be here. So just to give viewers an idea, at the time we were living in Florida, Central Florida, and London, England. We shed our home in London, England, and moved everything here.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
if you could sell Central Florida and London, you could buy almost all of Jacksonville.
Well, you know,
You can live wherever you want.
There's some mild truth to that,
exactly.
yes.
I just had this vision of being here with our dogs and our kids visiting for Thanksgiving and Christmas, because, you know, they're all grown now. And,
Yeah.
you know, we're empty nesters, so we have dogs.
But I'll point out, all of our kids love this. They did not grow up in a
Right.
rural setting. They didn't grow up in small towns. Again, Central Florida, Chicago, London,
Right.
and they all love it to the point that our youngest son has said, when I finish grad school, could I come here? Could I carry the baton from you when it's time
Yep.
to carry it on?
Yep.
So what we're doing here now is already taking on a multi-generational aspect.
Lauren, let me ask you this. Do you have a place in this business? Do you go around and scout buildings, and do you help arrange acquisitions of
Oh
buildings
yeah, we do
and
everything
hire
together.
contractors and
Yep.
all that?
Yep, we do everything together. We make all the decisions together. In fact, we just decided what color we're gonna stain the brick just yesterday together for this building across the way here. And I'm really I actually help with the finances. I help with the bookkeeping. I help with decision making. We talk about all the buildings we buy together before we buy them. Yeah.
So that if I were to divide the duties, it's art and science. She's the organizer, she's the planner, she's
Yeah.
brilliant at it, and I'm the guy with the crazy ideas.
One thing we haven't talked about a lot here, and for you to be successful, for Jacksonville to be successful, there has to be enough would-be entrepreneurs that want to contact you and want to get into this game. How are those people finding you, or how are you coming together?
Well, the beauty of a small town is everyone knows you,
Yeah.
and everyone knows what you're doing. So folks are approaching us. I have yet to approach anyone about buying a building. Those opportunities have come to us. I've yet to approach anyone about starting a business or growing a business or coming into one of our buildings. Those folks have approached us, which is wonderful. But the big key thing is that we're out in the community, we're involved in several clubs and organizations, and we're meeting people all the time. And we're constantly asking them, what's your dream? Don't tell me about your today, tell me about your future, tell me about your tomorrow. And then you start engaging in those conversations. I've got a lot of business background, Lauren has a lot of organizational background, so we can give them that advice and guidance to put them on a path where a high probability of success can be achieved. And whether they do that in one of our buildings or not, that's obviously up-leveling the whole town.
So you're a coach too.
Absolutely. We are player coaches, yes.
Well, you sure are players, I'll tell you that. We're standing outside the Andre and Andre building here, and this is where you wanted to meet, because this is probably your biggest project, I assume, because
It
it's
is.
something like 40,000 square feet. And what is this, Rob, what is this going to become? What's your dream, or what's your vision for this?
So this was, I'm glad you asked that, because this was the vision setter. In some ways is the test case. So the ground floor and the second story we see here, they're doing some work. Those will be restaurant, retail, entertainment spaces. But the third and fourth story, which are currently just sort of paneled up there, those will be apartments, and they will be starter apartments for young professionals. A couple of one bedroom, but most will be 2 and 3 bedroom apartments. One of the problems this town has is it does not have enough young professionals, accountants, engineers, managers, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So this will be their home as they lay down roots in Jacksonville.
Well, it's very impressive. I know that we've already looked at some of your apartments over there that are rented, and the buildings that have the signs in the windows. You know, and that's another nice thing. I mean, Tom Grosjean pointed this out. You know, anybody could just put up plywood, but you've got a sort of a storybook going on there. You know,
That's
which
right.
is kind of cool.
That's right. You know, it's very important to us that we are always accretive to the community. We all appreciate the construction is not pretty, and it takes time, and it's noisy and dusty. And so we're constantly asking ourselves, how can we do better? How can we be a little better? Well, how about we put something in the window other than plywood or brown paper? So we're always looking for those little tidbits and ideas.
Thank you, Rabbi Rob. Lauren, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep. RL, if you're in the construction business in Jacksonville, it's a good time, isn't it?
It is. It's
It's a good time to be a contractor in Jacksonville.
Yeah, what's going on here? Now, this is the Andre and Andre building. We're, I think, 45 North Central on the square?
46
North
south.
Central.
Sorry, it is 46 North Central Park Plaza.
And it's a hum and a buzz of activity. What's going on this building?
So it's getting a facelift at the moment. A brand new awnings going on the front. You can see the new windows on the second floor. We've got new windows on the fourth floor. We just got the whole building tuck pointed. They're getting ready to stain the brick on the whole front of the building, and then of course new windows, third and fourth floor. So it is a buzz of activity.
It's a big building. You can see it's 4 floors. It goes way back, and it's something in the neighborhood of 40,000 square feet all told. Huh?
Yes, we're at about 10,000 square feet per floor, 4 floors, plus a basement that's going to be used for some storage.
Wow,
yes.
Wow. And so as soon as you get the abatement issues inside, you can finish the outside and go inside, and there you go, and start making it ready for what, offices, apartments? What's
our
the plan?
hope and our plan for the future of this building is going to be a mixed use. So retail spaces on the first and second floors that overlook this beautiful new town square, and then apartments above there is what we're hoping on the third and fourth floors.
Fantastic. I would like to get in there, but I understand why we can't. But you say that there is a lower office that we could take a look at if we wanted to.
There is. 1 Degree is a chiropractic and a wellness center, so to speak, and they are open for business already. So that's the first completed space in the downstairs of the
Do you think they'd welcome us in there?
I do believe they would.
Can we give it a shot?
We can give it a shot.
Let's do it.
Yes.
We'll be back to the square in Jacksonville right after this from Dot Foods.
From our trucks to their lunch trays, to your local hospital, to your favorite pub, and to your kitchen table. For more than 60 years, Dot Foods and Dot Transportation have been stocking the shelves of your hometown. Sure, we've grown a lot, but at our core, we're still small-town, family-run businesses that care about our communities and the people who keep us running. Join the Dot family today and be part of something bigger.
Why work at Dot?
You could list out individual qualities forever.
There's a lot of opportunities. They take care of the employees, they take care of the community.
So our pay, our benefits, it's competitive. Time off, tons of flexibility.
They're willing to work with you to help you advance.
Well, Justin, you're the lone tenant in this building. You've been in here for about a half a year, I guess.
Yes.
And it's impressive new digs, clean, nice new digs.
For sure.
Right on the square.
Yep.
How did it all come about?
I got to be friends with Rabbi Rob, and I was looking for a place. That's actually how we got to know each other, was that I was looking for a place on the square. A couple of places I was interested in maybe taking a look at or maybe even purchasing. Yeah. He ended up purchasing. And so through some contacts, got his information. We had lunch one day, had coffee, and just kind of hit it off. And I told him my vision, what I was wanting to do here in Jacksonville. And he said, let's work together and make it happen. He liked what I was thinking about doing. He had it kind of fit his vision for what he's wanting to bring to Jacksonville, something kind of modern, new. And so it just worked out. He was great to work with the whole time.
But take us through if you don't mind. And we'll talk about what your customers actually expect and what they get when they get here.
So the first room, this is kind of our prep area. If people
it's very dark for our camera, but it's supposed to be dark, right?
Yeah, it's dark. This is for relaxation. So people will do heated massage, leg compression. It's just kind of a prep area before they get back to do their other therapies and modalities. So.
Okay, let's walk back that way. Impressive space.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it turned out beautiful. My wife loves design, so they were great to work with because they kind of let her do everything that she wanted. So within reason, you know. So we have our cold plunge room here. We keep it at 48 degrees. And there's a pass-through door through there where people can do their sauna and come right in to do a cold plunge.
You say the water stays 48?
48 degrees. Yeah, it's cold. Yep. And so here is the sauna. And again, so if people want to do contrast therapy, they will do a sauna. We keep it anywhere from 140 to 165 degrees, and then they can pass through and do their cold plunge.
Wow, okay.
This area is an open bay area for mild hyperbaric therapy. So if people are recovering from surgeries, sports injuries, neurodegenerative issues, that's just part of their healing process. So, yep. And then over here, which I'll turn this light on, get a little brighter. This is pulse electric magnetic frequency. PEMF is kind of what people know it as. It's just a healing modality. We use it for longevity purposes and healing injuries. So our massage therapist, she's not in currently, but
yeah, we're here on a Friday afternoon, so things are really slow, right?
Yeah. So so that's where my massage therapist is.
Yeah.
Here is our red light therapy bed, which is kind of the most advanced red light therapy bed on the market by Arc LED. So again, people are recovering from injuries, illnesses, are just looking to feel better. That's what they do.
Well, this is very impressive.
Thank you.
And I don't mean to cut you short, but we're a little short on time. But I did want to see how this space could be used, because there are a lot of areas in this building, and hopefully they'll all be, filled by somebody who's got some kind of a business to offer downtown, which would be super, wouldn't it?
It's amazing. We do, I do physical medicine, so I have my chiropractic rooms here where I do acupuncture and cupping and laser treatments. My wife is a mental health therapist, so she has an office here. We have another office where we have a nutritionist that's here 3 days a week. So we have other providers. So it's a beautiful space. So
Thank you, Justin.
Thank you.
Dave Plake with the Garrison Group, right? You do a lot of business with Rabbi Rob.
Yeah.
How does your firm figure into this larger picture that's going on in Jacksonville?
Yeah. Well, that's a great question. As a commercial real estate firm and property management company, Rabbi Rob is astute in his planning. And as he began to acquire real estate here, he began to look for people to help, just really support his vision. And we were super blessed that we were able to connect with him and chat about his vision and him learn about us. So from the first building to the second and now, on and on, we help him from acquisition of the property, vetting of a property with our property team and our brokerage team. And now, as the buildings are coming up, I would say out of mothball, some of them, and life is being breathed into them with Rabbi Rob and Lauren's vision, we get the opportunity to kind of help manage that construction and manage some of those processes and bring vendors to the table.
I think it's safe to say, if you drive around, just one drive around the square here in Jacksonville, and you can kind of say, I think there's a boom going on, isn't it? It's true, isn't it?
It is. And, for Jacksonville, I'm a Central Illinois guy. Been in Central Illinois my whole life. So to be able to be a part of a renaissance or a coming back to life of this community, my goodness, it's a joy.
You don't very often in any business run into somebody like Rabbi Rob. He's one of a kind.
He is so astute. I think he's a good question asker. He's very intriguing in insight, but also in seeking team members. He doesn't have to have all the answers, but my goodness, I think we're the beneficiaries of being able to work with him. And to think about the fact that over the last 2.5 years, you drive around the square here and you see the construction trucks, you see the people that are working, you see people that have moved into apartments who have chosen Jacksonville as their community. And you realize not only is it fun, not only is it heartwarming, but economically, it's a tremendous benefit, and it will be for quite some time for Jacksonville and Morgan County.
Yeah, I think, I don't know this for sure, but it looks to me like most of the people that are doing the manual work around here are local folks.
Yeah.
I mean, these are local companies, construction companies.
Yeah, they are. Some of the contractors are absolutely, from Jacksonville, from Morgan County, and even some of the larger contractors, because some of the work that has to be done on these buildings is very unique.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say one of a kind, but one of a few.
Yeah.
And so finding those right people, so this isn't their first experience solving that problem, they're still bringing team members from right here in the area to support their work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Dave, thank you, and good luck with everything that you're. It sounds like this is going to keep rolling for a while. Like there's going to be a need for real estate input here for quite a while, because Rabbi Rob, I think he's got some plans.
He does. He does, and we're just so blessed to be a part of it, and thankful for the opportunity.
Thank you, sir.
Absolutely.
With a dozen projects going on now in and around downtown Jacksonville, that's going to keep everybody busy for a while. Now, come next year when construction season starts, the Straw and Opera House, which is also on the square here, that'll begin its transformation. We brought you another Muddy River gem from Jacksonville, brought to you by Dot Foods. Thanks for watching.
This episode of Muddy River Gems was brought to you by Dot Foods.